Scrapbookers, this is Megan and I am back today with a very exciting layout. So, sorry, I am just really excited about this. I was going to post it on Saturday, but this summer has just been super crazy. I don't know about you guys, every summer is crazy and I just wasn't able to post it on Saturday. So I applied for the SpiegelMom Scraps design team and I made the team, and I'm so super excited to be working with Jody and all of the other creative ladies. Just to get inspiration from them and to work with them is just amazing to me. I love working with other people in this industry and getting inspiration from them and everything. So I'm way excited to bring you my very first layout as a design team member. So for this layout, I went to Pinterest and I was just kind of looking at, I have a board that's called Scrapbooking Scrap Liftable, and so I post all of the layouts that I really like and that I want to scrap lift. So I saw this one that had, like, I think it was 5 or 6 layers of paper, and then they were cut into fringe, and then there was one photo towards the left-hand side. And I just really loved that idea. So you can see here I am playing with a bunch of different pattern papers. And first I started out with a bunch of different sizes because I was thinking, oh, maybe I could do like this kind of step ladder thing, but it's going to end up not working out. And I decided to go with these 4 pattern papers. And I got these papers from a Citrus Twist kit. I have been subscribed to them since May. And I have really enjoyed their kit club. I actually only signed up for a 3-month membership because I'm trying to bounce around between kit clubs to see which one I like the best. And so for now, I signed up for just 3 months. So I just got my last kit, which was really sad, but I am going to move on to another kit club. But anyway, sorry, long story short, I am using my Citrus Twist kits from May, June, and July. I just kind of put them all together and have just been using them. Okay, so this is kind of where I mess up this idea. So at first I was cutting like a really short fringe, and then I was like, well, I think it might look cool if I cut it longer. So here I cut it longer, and then I'm gonna put the photo down, or I think I'm gonna try to start gluing down the other pieces of paper, and I'm like, oh, this just doesn't work. So I had to take off that piece of paper, and here you can see all the fringes already cut. So I did take off that first green piece of paper and I replaced it with another one because I didn't want the fringe to go all the way up to the top of the pattern paper. So here I'm just kind of fluffing it up and just having fun. I think I went a little crazy, so it was a little bit more fluffed up than I wanted it to be, but it's okay, it works out in the end. Okay, so now here what I'm going to do, I'm pulling out my sequins, and these are from the SpiegelMom Scraps online store, and I will have a link below to her store and to the blog post that I wrote up for this blog hop. Okay, so now here I'm thinking, what papers should I use behind the photos? Because I didn't want it to just be the photo. I wanted to have some layers behind the photo. So I had a bunch of scraps from the kit that I was like, okay, maybe I could do something like this. And I kind of turned them around and I didn't really like any of it. But then I found this scrap. I believe this is a Meggy Holmes paper. I think it's the one called, I think it's Afternoon. But it's got like this black and white gingham stripe on the back. And so I cut it down a little bit to go behind the photo, and then I'm going to crease it in the middle to make a banner. And so I'm just going to cut a banner on both sides. And then I also had this 6x6 paper pad from my kit, and that is the teal color from Fancy Free. So it's got like the ombre teal. So I'm going to cut that a little bit. I'm going to cut a few inches off of that, and then I'm going to glue it all together to the back of the photo. Whoops, sorry about that. completely forgot that I had not turned my phone off. So now I'm just gluing the photo to that fancy free paper, and I really like how that looks. So I am going to stick with that. I was thinking maybe I'd do a couple more layers behind the photo, but I'm not going to. So now here let's see, what am I going to do? I think I'm going to pull out one of these doilies that Jody sent me in my little design team box, and I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to put that behind there, and then I pulled out a tag that she also sent me in my box, and I'm just kind of playing around with the doily. This is a boy layout, and so I wanted to use the doily, but at the same time I was kind of like not really sure about it because doilies are kind of girly. And then I also have the whole fringe thing going on, and that might seem a little girly, so I didn't want it to be too girly, but I felt like the photo mat situation needed to be addressed a little bit more. So I needed to add something else to the photo. So I am going to end up I'm going to glue it down right here. You can see that. So I do end up gluing down the doily, and I'm still really not sure if I like it or not. I think I might actually take it off because I think that I don't really like it. Now that I'm sitting here doing this voiceover and watching the process, I think I've decided that I don't really like the way it looks. But anyway, let's move on. So now here I'm going to, let's see, what am I going to do? I'm just kind of fussing around. Oh, yes. Okay, so I add some yellow ink. This is Close to My Heart in Canary. I just add that to the doily and the paper edges. And then I was thinking maybe I should add some of this Sour Grape Dazzlers, but I decided no, I don't really want to. So now I'm going to start kind of messing around with the fringe and putting down all of these sequins. And what I decided was maybe I wanted some of the fringe to be popped up on pop dots and some of it to be glued down with my ATG gun. And so that's kind of what I was doing with that yellow one. But then I decide later on in the layout that I don't really like that. So I decide not to do it to any other of the fringe areas. I do still leave it on the yellow one, and I'm fine with the way it looks. I kind of like it. So now here I'm just gluing down a bunch of these sequins, and I used the mixes from, let's see if I can remember which ones I used. Spring Blooms, and then Mint Chip Mix, and last but not least, oh, I don't have the third one here. I don't know what I did with it. Oh, no, I do. And then Raspberry Daisy Dream. Sorry. I had all of my sequins together, and then I was like, wait, I'm missing one. So I am just using the different colors to go along with the paper. So I didn't want them to match exactly, and it worked out perfect the way, or the colors in the mixes that Jody sent me. So I'm way excited with how this turned out. I've been seeing a lot of scrapbookers doing the, I don't know what you call it, but like they have a paper strip and then all of the embellishments on the paper strip are the same color as the paper. So I've been seeing a lot of people doing that kind of embellishing, and I really, really thought that that would be really cool. Really, really. Sorry. It's been a long day. And so I decided to do that for my layout, and I love the way that it turned out. At first, I was just thinking I was just going to use the sequins and then I would be done. But you're going to see here in a little bit, after I glue on all of these sequins, which I won't make you watch the whole thing of because it takes forever, you're going to see me start to add embellishments in greens, blues, yellows, and pinks. Okay, so now I am just adding some navy Heidi Shine in a couple of the areas. And at this point, I'm thinking, okay, I'm done. So I'm going to do my journaling. I just keep it very simple. Just explaining that this was Jonas with his cabin mates. He went to his first year of camp last year, camp away from home. And so these were some of his cabin mates and his counselor. So I just wrote that out, kept it very simple. I'm going to stamp the date down there at the bottom, but I don't know the date, so that's why I just pulled it out to show you and I didn't actually stamp it. Okay, so here is where I'm going to start adding all of the embellishments. And if you didn't see before, I did wave goodbye because that's where I thought, okay, I'm done. But then I decided, no, you know what? I'm going to come back and do this. So now I'm just trying to go, excuse me, row by row. And I'm trying to find different colored embellishments. So I'm pulling out some green embellishments and some blues and yellows. And I have a lot of my embellishments right in front of me. So that's why you can see me reaching in front of me when I scrapbook. I did buy some of those little color organizer things at Michael's. I don't even remember what they were called, but like, I think it was last summer when they came out, or maybe it was this past winter. They had these cute little organizers, and I totally bought some. I bought 2 of them to put embellishments in. So here I'm just going through all of these containers. I don't have very many flare badges or anything like that, so it's kind of fun to go through them and be able to actually find stuff that works. Okay, so now I believe I'm going to start putting them down. I'm going to use my glue Zots, which you can get at Michael's, and they are my absolute favorite kind of adhesive for things that you really, really, really want to stick down forever. I also pulled out some of this green twine to put down there at the bottom, and so I'm going to glue that down there. And then I think I'm also going to grab, I'm not sure if I do that right now, maybe I don't. So I had this pink paper clip that I'm going to put up there in the top right hand corner. And then I'm going to start gluing everything else down. From my kit, I pulled out this Fancy Pants Atwell little collection. These are their puffy stickers, and I'm just putting them on the blue paper area. It was kind of surprising to me how many embellishments I had, and a lot of them weren't blue. So a lot of them were more of the pinks and greens. And then I did have a couple of yellow, I don't know if you can see them, but there's one yellow X, and then there's like the outline of the X, which I think is actually supposed to be a plus sign. Okay, so here I am pulling off the word hello. Down in the bottom corner, or in the bottom area, I did put the word today because I did have a kind of like an olive green word today. And this is from the Jelly Bean Soup. I think it's called Soup Labels. I'll try to remember to link below to the product so you guys can check it out. So I just glued both of those words down, and then here I am gluing down these plus signs. And I am pretty sure I'm almost done here with the embellishing. This layout, I don't remember how long it took me. Maybe like an hour and 15 minutes. It did take a little bit longer. I think it was just because of the cutting up the papers and cutting it into the fringe. Okay, so I'm still doing a little bit of embellishing. I hope that you guys will go and watch the other ladies and join in on our blog hop. I will be sure to leave links below to all of the ladies that have YouTube's channels that did videos as well as their blogs. Oh, and I did have this word phrase, "You are my happy," and I did like that it had the word happy and it was kind of easy for me to rip it apart. So it's not really the title, but I decided to have happy hello going across the yellow part. It just kind of finished that area up for me. And I think that is pretty much the end of my embellishing. Let's see what I'm doing. Oh, there was this tag that said timeless. So I'm going to cut that one out and I'm going to set it there. Instead of that sticker, I'm going to set it there because I didn't really like the color, the blue sticker. It didn't really go well. It kept clashing with the other one. So that is pretty much the end of this layout. Thanks so much for watching, you guys, and I hope that you will be back soon to see what else I create for SpiegelMom Scraps. Have a great scrappy week. Bye!